Hello, friends. This is your host JP Mandal from JP Mandal Show. Today, I'm very excited. It's a beautiful day, June 22nd, and I have my very good friend, entrepreneur from the East Coast. Anand, welcome to the JP Mandal Show.
Oh, thank you.
So, how is life?
Life is
Like
good.
we know each other for last 20 years से हम लोग एक दूसरे
Yeah,
को
we know
जानते हैं
23 years.
and 23 years and you are a true story of immigrant. You came as a student and then worked for corporate America. Now you are doing entrepreneurship. So
Trying to.
so how is your experience transition? What is as an immigrant? What's the really way to be successful here?
Hard work.
Work तो hard work तो anybody can do. Hard work तो ये
Hard work, perseverance, and not saying no for an answer. So continue pursuing what matters to you, and pursue your dreams. So you fail, you fall, get up, try again.
So you came you as a student here.
Uh-huh.
Little bit background about. So you have seen the like a crisis here. Like you said the
We
tech
had
bubble.
we had the tape. We had the first. We had the .com bust,
Just combust.
the 9/11 .com bust.
Right.
I was out of the job. Like I didn't have the job. Then we wanted a job. We worked through this. Walked through multiple banks, investment banks. Saw the recession, great recession. We rose through that. Became the CFO for SunTrust Mortgage. Um, had personal crisis. Had gone through investment banks, multiple investment banks, worked there. But everywhere you go, you have a challenge. It's like even moon has its own black spots, right? There's nothing that goes easy.
Right. So many students, like especially from South Asia, we come from similar background, like
Yeah.
so especially like we do the engineering bachelor करके यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग अभी आने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं
हाँ.
क्या उनके लिए अभी if you start all over again, what will be your strategy? क्या होगा?
So the first thing is, when students come here, they have to understand that when they're coming here, the environment here is completely different from the environment back home. Here, there's no shameful hard work. It doesn't matter what kind of work you get. Work, make connections, bring your network, make friends. Because you never know which friend will be useful for you and when. And always start your talk or your connection with a smile, end your relationship, end your talk with a smile. Because that smile goes a long mile.
Smile, being happy.
Smile because other person knows that you're happy. He or she may not remember anything you said, but he or she will remember your smile.
Right, right.
And that network goes a long way to help you later in the life. Your hard work as well as your networking goes a hard way to help you to do what you want, because it's, after all, everything is controlled by people. It doesn't matter where you go. Manage people. Business is all about people.
Right. So you are the one of my very close friend whom I know. You are from the finance background. You even went to the Davos, the economic forum in Switzerland. So right now the inflation is still very high. What do you think? How is the U.S. economy right now? Is going on? Is it have impacted your business?
Yes, that has business had slowdowns because people are trying to cut down on expenses. Uh, but you know, there is hope, and because people also want to stay safe in their own homes, so there is a requirement, and whenever they can control the cost, they're controlling. So that's impacts the business nevertheless. But we do see a silver lining, and we do see that economy could come back quickly enough. And as you know, most of the economists are now saying, the economy may not go into recession or may go for a very soft landing. So we should not be in that bad of a position in 6 to 9 months' time. We should be able to come back. And then plus, there's a certain political element to it because this whole thing, recession, is artificially induced because the government induced such a huge liquidity to fight the COVID, where they didn't need to do it. They needed to do only partial liquidity. But they injected a huge amount of liquidity, and then when you inject the huge amount of liquidity, it got to manifest in rising prices.
Right.
That's what happened. So now they're trying to fight it with rising rates. Raising the rates. Raising the rates takes time to impact. But they now, so now Fed is trying to stop raising rates. So hopefully in another 2 quarters, this will balance it out. Hopefully we will not have a recession. Hopefully we'll have a soft landing, and the job market is still high, still hot. You know, people are still hard to find to get job. You know, people are there is a lot of jobs, so it's very difficult to find the right talent. So it's still there. The hope is still there.
So right now you have seen this back drop of like 2 3 months, like last Q2, Q1. Several banks have gone, like closed down, and their business have impacted. What's your take on this?
Well, um, in 2008 also we saw the banks which have uh, don't have the robust compliance system, risk management frameworks. Somewhere, whenever there is a knock on the system, they will fail. So it's a survival of the fittest. The banks which have robust risk management systems will not be impacted. So they are still robust. I mean, take example for SunTrust. They're saying, "Oh, SunTrust is bank. There's weakness." Nothing is going to happen because SunTrust is very strong. They have a solid risk management framework. They have a solid governance framework. They have a solid, the twist. SunTrust became twist. They have a solid management. So, but on the other hand, the smaller banks, which basically grew without having solid management framework, they suffered.
It is a management framework, or it is a greed, because going in there so risky and trying to get the
No, no,
ROI.
it's all management framework. You can go. Business is not about greed. Business is about how you manage the risk you take.
Right.
Banking. So if you take the risk, but you don't have a fail-safe mechanism to manage the risk, you fail. It's like failing to plan is planning to fail.
So what do you think in the this year 23 Q3 Q4 is real estate market will what's your take on the real estate market?
Don't know much about real estate market, but I feel that most likely real estate market, with the rising rates, the rates coming down, so probably there is no inventory in the market. There's hardly any inventory in the market. People still have a need to buy houses. People still have a need to get the houses. So, but in the higher rates makes it difficult for people to move around. Rental market is still high. So people have, if they have a disposable income, they would like to invest in the real estate to get a house of them. The American dream of owning a house is still there. So if the rates start coming down in 6 months, the real estate market will start booming again. People will start moving. Inventory will come back because people will want to move. They will start putting the houses for sale, and then that will, start bringing more grease to the wheel to make it move. So hopefully it will start loosening up. There will be more activities. Right now, real estate market hardly any activities because there's no inventory, and the people don't want to buy because they can't afford that much of high interest rate.
But just say if you have right now some chips in your table, will you go invest and buy real estate or not really? Right now, like, because it's still the right now. Yeah, I agree with you. The inventory is very low, but the price of the home has come down in markets.
Not many markets. It depends on some markets, but not many markets. Markets, the prices are still high. So the prices were artificially went up high because the new constructions where
Stopped.
new construction stopped and new constructions or wherever it was happening, the supply of material was very high. Lumber and steel prices were very high. So the new construction prices went up through the sky. So when the new houses are selling for instead of 100, it's selling for 200. So old houses, people will say that, okay, you know what? Instead of 200, I can buy for 175. I'll buy them 175. So that's why. So the old houses was costing probably 100 or 110. Now because new houses are not there, they will buy for 175 instead of waiting for new houses for 200. So it's basically the steel lumber prices increase in that impacted that. Now steel and lumber prices come down. So hopefully it will start doing the correction. Once the rates start coming down, you will see some correction, but it won't come down that drastically.
But you don't see the supply chain bottleneck because of China US trade relation going very sour. That is impacting the US supply chain, and that is
It has
impacting the
been 2 years.
housing.
It has been 2 years since that. So all the people have come in to fill in the gaps. So Vietnam, China, India, everybody. The steel production is of all-time high. They're producing the steel. The steel is coming in. Lumber production is mainly Canada and US. So the main problem with the lumber production was there was no labor to take the lumber, drive the lumber through the truck to bring it to the suppliers. Now the unemployment market, because people wanted to stay home, COVID.
Right.
People are
And getting
paying.
money.
People were giving. Government was giving free money. Why would I drive
Right.
when government is giving free money to stay home?
Right,
So
right.
now people are back at work. Lumber prices have started coming down. Steel prices are coming down. Construction prices should come down. If construction prices come down, the new house prices should start to soften up. If that softens up, automatically the existing house prices should soften up. The time behind that, what is the time? That's anybody's guess.
So right now, like actually yesterday, Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, Narendra Modi, is visiting US, and it has been right now like kind of big buzz that the India economy, 1.4 billion people, certainly will be highest growth in the world right now.
Mhm.
So you think the rise of the real estate in India, if somebody have their ancestor
I
property
don't know much
they
about
should
it.
they should invest in America or
I have no idea about Indian economy, like the real market. I know India is growing. India is doing well. Economy is doing well. There's a lot of positive science. There's a lot of good things happening in India, and it's growing in the right direction. So there's a huge opportunity there. But whether Indian real estate is good or not, I don't know. I have
no,
no
I mean
idea.
to say that like this, the people NRIs who living here, US. So they should, with the rise of Indian real estate, they should sell there, buy here, sell there, vice versa.
Because I don't know the Indian real estate, so I can't comment on that.
Okay, okay. So maybe I'm end of this, like this interview. I have a couple of more questions. So you think the rise of India in the whole G20 nations economy and all the activities is rise of India is like down of Europe, or what's going to impact the global finance?
No, it's not rise of India, down of Europe. It's not that. It's basically what happens is it's basically look at the age of the people. Anywhere people are young, that drives the economy.
Right.
So when China had a huge youth population, they took advantage of that. They used them to manufacture anything and everything, brought down the cost of manufacturing, became the supply hub of the global economy. The economy went up. India was a little bit behind on the age curve. Once India's youth population surpassed the Chinese, India is becoming a little more of a economy that has a faster growth. So the next will be Africa. Africa is a very young continent, a lot of young people. Once they start growing there, then they have opportunities to do stuff. Opportunities will rise there. So it's 20 years, 30 years cycle. Every 20, 30 years, China started in 1978. The Deng Xiaoping revolution, they started
Right.
liberalizing. You saw the revolution. India started in 1992, 98. That environment, the time, the Narasimha Rao and Vajpayee environment. And it took, 20, 15 years to start seeing the real results. So another so then it will probably last for another 15, 20 years. So that's a 30-year cycle. So by 2045, probably Africa, if they given a certain opportunity, African countries will come back to the, showing that they can do what India is doing now. So it's all about where the birth rates are higher because US, Europe, we are aging economies. We don't have young people doing the work. So the only way Europe and the US will do well is there's innovation and they can produce more with less.
So you brought me in the very important innovation topic. So you see the how much excited about your US economy? You see right now there's a lot of technology, AI is coming, and the job is not like a lot of job will be taken away.
It's not the question of new technology is seldom in US if you look at it. Uh, Whenever new innovations happen, the new technology absorbs, provides new jobs, and that's more economic, more in terms of wealth creation is better than the old job. For example, every 10 years you have a new innovation. So 1990s were internet. 19 in the 2000 you saw the onset of the telephony, the mobile phones, the mobile net, right? E-commerce, mobile net, etc. Before internet, nobody knew, and internet came in. They would say, "Oh, this will replace the economy." But guess what? Once the internet came, it created so much wealth. People didn't miss the manufacturing job. Yes, some people missed. Some people felt that they are being sidelined, but the overall net wealth creation was higher than the wealth destruction. So every technology innovation should create more wealth rather than the destruction of wealth.
So then like again, it will be kind of 5% of people will be get more benefit. Especially I'm talking about the middle class. So if you see right now, even in the stock market, there is a robo stock traders. They are doing more than like people. And like more problem is happening with the robo like AI. Same thing in mortgage. Now they are doing like AI underwritings, and they can do calculation really fast. So there is a lot of processor loan officer job is in trouble right now.
So the question is then, so if you look at it, when the assembly line came way back in 40s, 30s, 40s, right? Automobile manufacturing.
Right.
Before that, people were doing manual.
Exactly.
So what happened? Basically, people started more assembly line, more cars being manufactured per hour. More. So when you manufacture more cars with less resources, car cost came down. More people could afford it. So initial thought was, oh, a lot of people. So now instead of 10 people, you need 2 people to manufacture 10 cars, right? But then now you have 8 people extra. So those 8 people could manufacture more cars with a less cost per car manufacturing. So that means more cars in the road, more people can buy, more production, more wealth getting created. So those 8 people really did lose those jobs. They actually gained jobs, and their overall life become better because they would make more money.
Yes. So money is the is my last
So
question.
there was basically they're creating more wealth. So it's not a question of some people who lose jobs. So you have to think that what else is getting created that could subsume these people and give them better salaries, better benefits. So if you look at it from a theoretical perspective, oh, I will 5 people will lose jobs. But those 5 people could actually have the talents that could be utilized more to doing something better, bigger.
Maybe you think in the future in the US there will be universal income that you cannot get the job, so government has just pay you to survive.
So
It's like the Middle East.
no, so something like this was a classic Harvard story, right? So the story goes like this. Some teachers asked, okay, is socialism better than the capitalism? So what you're saying, universal income is socialism. So the teacher goes, okay, you know what? Let's do an experiment. In socialism, what happens? I'll give you a test. And let's get the results. Everybody get the, so the two people scored A, five people scored B, three people, two people scored C, one person flunked. The average rating was B plus of the class. So he said, since we are in socialism, we will do a class average. Everybody gets a B plus. Next day, people come in. He gives a test. The guy who was scoring A's, 2 A's, is like, you know what? Doesn't matter what I do, I'll probably get a B plus. So they made less effort. So they made an effort of a B plus. The people who actually did the work for B, they said, doesn't matter what I do, I'll get a B plus. They didn't make an effort. They made an effort of a C. The people who flunked and the people who scored D, they said, why do I bother to even write? I will get a B plus. I won't write it. Then the class average came, everybody got a C. So now from B plus, so C. So the whole, so now take that on country perspective. If you apply that whole, say everybody, when everybody is doing the work or trying to do work, they were at least making a B plus economy. The moment you introduce this universal income,
Yeah.
everybody will think, it doesn't matter what I do, I will make money. And you saw in COVID, everybody was getting free income. Why they would work?
So the inflation will go up. again.
Inflation, there was no money, there was no, food prices go up, people, the economy is in shambles. So, universal income is a socialist concept that doesn't work.
So the productivity goes down. That's it.
Everything goes on. Nature, by nature, if you look at it, nature is the cycle of nature must continue. So when the people say the communism and socialism, they try to destroy the cycle of the nature. It doesn't work. It's anti-nature.
Oh,
It just doesn't work.
that's very good point. Thanks for sharing this story. So my last question is, so you see, recently I read the report in some of these online magazines. So if you make 250,000 in New York or especially California, San Francisco, LA area, so that is the equivalent of only around 82,000 because like the real worth. But if you go a certain part of USA, different area, that money worth more. So if somebody is coming in US or even in a job market, they should locate to those less inflation or maybe the cost of low income.
So so every company basically when they position themselves to wherever they are geographically, they do a cost of living adjustments. So if you go to like for example, if a bank is working in Newark, they might offer you a director for 200,000, but they go to Sarasota, Florida, they might offer you 110,000 because the cost of living expenses in Sarasota, Florida is much cheaper than Newark. So the objective is how much a living good basket costs you. Living good basket, in my opinion, is a loaf of bread, milk, cereal, and what else? Loaf of bread, milk, cereal, and eggs. So that's your basic food expense. You compare the New one, compare the Sarasota, Florida. So based on that, whatever your cost of living expenses, you can adjust to that. So let's say cost of loaf of bread and egg and milk and the cereal cost you $20. No, if you want, it costs $8 in Sarasota. So that means your essentially 40%. So your salary, what you make in New York, the Sarasota, Florida salary should be 40% of New York salary.
Yeah, but right now you see the latest report says that Florida is have more jobs than New York right now.
Depends on where in Florida.
And like overall, state is producing more jobs.
Yeah, because Florida has different types of economy. Florida has finance economy. Florida has tourism economy. New York has finance economies. New York right now, as you can see, a lot of
People are moving.
volatility in the in New York economy also. A lot of companies are moving out of New York because cost is high. So they're different concepts. So there's no single factor between New York and Florida per se, in my mind.
That's a wonderful analysis. Thank you, Anand. Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
was-
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, friends. Keep watching JP Mandal Show for the financial content. And if you have any interested topics you would like to me to create a story and bring the interview, definitely text me, DM me, subscribe my channel, JP Mandal Show. Thank you again. It's a beautiful day from San Diego. See you next time.